You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, great clouds, heavy downpour, and wet roads blanket the northern Bahamas. Hear how this is going to impact your week. The $250 million Six Senses Resort receives the green light from the Department of Environment. And the business community educated on their role with NIB come July 1st. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
The main concern for us for the next couple of days will be the rainfall and also the strong wind.
A wet week ahead with possible flooding for the northern Bahamas. Good evening all, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks for tuning in. Topping the news tonight as the northwest Bahamas braces for an onslaught of rain, relief from the blistering temperatures is in sight. But amidst the downpour, concerns arise about potential flooding and its impact on hurricane conditions. A senior meteorological officer from the Bahamas Department of Meteorology fills us in on what to expect in the coming days. Raven Davis has the details.
It's a temporary relief from the scorching temperatures. Thick clouds rolling in early Tuesday, blocking the sun's radiation. However, Senior Meteorological Officer Ternard Tynes also warning that residents should brace for on and off showers like this for the remainder of this week, with a flood watch now in effect for Grand Bahama, Abaco, and Bimini.
Definitely looking for a wet, soggy week. We do have a decent combination set up with a dice trio. We have a stationary front that is stretched across the northern portion of Florida. Then we have a trough/wave that is extended across the entire eastern Gulf of Mexico. And also we have a ridge of high pressure that is extended into Grand Bahama.
Those three systems colliding, brewing a mix of wet weather and some thunderstorm activity. But here's what else you can expect.
Because of the cloud deck is cutting off the heat from the solar radiation, thunderstorm activity won't be as intense. Lightning strikes, maybe a few, but nothing too significant, not a frequent lightning show. Definitely we're going to expect to see some gust winds, probably in excess of up to about 40 to 45 knots.
Residents should also brace for 2 to 4 inches of rain accumulation from today into Friday, with temperatures also expected to drop.
We're anticipating temperatures to reach the mid-80s versus in the low to mid-90s what we've been experiencing. And also the heat index, we're not even putting that into the equation because of the cloudy, the overcast skies we're experiencing now.
Now the flood watch could possibly be upgraded to a flood warning. Motorists are essentially urged to take the necessary precautions.
A lot of times persons that still want to move at a high rate of speed on wet roads, and then you never know, you may have some oil slick. Definitely we'll have some puddles in the road. If you can't handle the driving or whatnot, pull on the side of the road. If you don't have to go, stay on the indoors and just enjoy the rainy day.
And regarding the weather's impact on hurricanes, the rainfall events could help to cool surface temperatures, reducing energy. However, Tynes emphasizes that continuous occurrences like this are not expected. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
Thanks, Raven. In other news, Carnival Corporation, the world's largest cruise company, and Carnival Cruise Line hosting the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce aboard Carnival Dream last Tuesday. During the visit, the island's business community was provided with the latest updates on Celebration Key, the transformative cruise destination project that is set to bring millions of travelers to Grand Bahama Island every year starting in 2025. As Shashina Wolf-Farquharson reports, this $600 million project is already having a major impact on this island.
Grand Bahamians are excited about Celebration Key, and members of the business community hearing firsthand about the impact and progress of Carnival's signature project in Grand Bahama. Juan Fernandez, VP Destination Operations for Carnival Corporation, told around 150 chamber members and directors about the huge response from Grand Bahamians to the latest request for proposals to operate outlets at Celebration Key. This as Carnival Corporation received hundreds of applications for spots in the initial retail and dining sectors. Now, these included applications to operate food trucks, ice cream or coffee stands, a teen club, and a staff cafeteria, among others. Fernandez also explaining that to date, more than 200 Bahamians from various islands are actively engaged in the construction phase of the project, with 29 of the 32 construction companies on site being wholly Bahamian-owned and operated. Philshire Grant Adderley, Director of Public and Community Affairs for the Bahamas, said that they are always excited to provide updates to the business community and share news to help everyone keep informed, adding that Carnival Corporation remains committed to working closely with community leaders, businesses, and residents in Grand Bahama and across the country to ensure that the project benefits as many Bahamians as possible. The Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce President James Carey says that the business community believes in this partnership and in Carnival Corporation's commitment to working with the island in a spirit of true collaboration. Now, Carnival Corporation is currently in contract negotiations with several Bahamian-owned businesses and expects to announce final partnerships very soon. In the future, the company also plans additional RFPs for the artisan and straw market vendors, food cart operators, car rentals, lockers, and more. The project will generate over 700 permanent jobs in Grand Bahama, including approximately 400 Bahamians hired directly by Carnival Corporation to help welcome 2.2 million guests each year to Grand Bahama starting in 2025. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shashina Wolf-Farquharson.
Well, more good news for the island of Grand Bahama as the $250 million Six Senses Resort receives the green light from the Department of Environmental Planning and Protection. This major development is expected to bring sustainable luxury and thousands of jobs to the island. In this report, our Raven Davis speaks with the CEO of Weller Development Group, who underscores the project's impact on Grand Bahama community.
Well, it's a significant step forward as the Weller Group recently received a stamp of approval from the Department of Environmental Planning and Protection for the development of the $250 million Six Senses Resort. This endorsement allows the group to continue finalizing their plans and potentially starts construction on this project as early as this year.
We're trying to finalize our plans and then go in and get our actual building and construction permits, which would allow us to start as early as the fourth quarter of this year.
CEO Mark Weller doubling down on what the project means for the island, noting that it demonstrates that Grand Bahama is open for great business.
So it really says to that luxury traveler, Grand Bahama is something I want to investigate. I think as far as, which is really our priority here, is fitting into the community and being part of the community. We're creating jobs throughout every sector of this project. I think one of the most important places that we're creating them is in the actual day-to-day jobs in running and operating the hotel.
In the long term, the project is expected to create somewhere between 200 and 300 permanent jobs. But beyond operations, Weller says thousands of jobs will be available during the construction phase over several years.
As we get closer to construction start and we really start having actual construction scopes and projects out there, we're going to start looking for different contractors to be assisting us, whether it's subcontractors or prime contractors. And what there will be is there'll be a process for them to work through, come through, get on a list, make sure that they get the plans, and then properly bid these apples to apples so that it's a fair bid against other people.
The resort and branded residential project will consist of 64 guest villas, some 28 residences, a Six Senses spa, restaurants, event space, and a beach club. But at the core of it all is a sustainable approach to development.
Simple things like beach restoration and then beach rebuilding. Also building the homes or the villas that we build at certain heights out of certain materials to make them more resilient for current rising seas as well as climate change. Then it gets down to materials that we use.
Now, the CEO believes the success of the Six Senses Grand Bahama Resort and other businesses in the area is closely tied to the redevelopment of the Grand Bahama International Airport. But Weller says he's confident in the progress and assurances made by the government that the airport will be completed prior to the resort's projected opening in 2026. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
Well, the role of employers and the new NIB rate increase was the focus of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce May meeting. Officials from the National Insurance Board community meeting with the business community to discuss the rate and insurable wage increases. The meeting emphasized the importance of employers' contributions and actions that can be taken to ensure the fund remains sustainable.
Now that we are aware of the rate increase, what are the next steps that need to be taken for this implementation? So one, we ask employers who use automated payroll systems to adjust their system so that it reflects the new rate as well as the new contribution ceiling that has been shared. Employers who find themselves who continue to use a manual system, what we would ask you to do is go to our website and download the C10 Excel spreadsheet. This will already contain the new rate and the new insurable wage ceiling.
Concerns arise as NIB inspections often reveal discrepancies in NIB contributions. Employees were reminded of the importance of ensuring payment for all employees at the correct rate and the correct insurable wage every time.
When an inspector does an investigation and uncovers those kind of issues, their responsibility then is to bring that to your attention so that you then can address it as the employer and bring those accounts up to date. And as I would have indicated earlier, you will find that by the later you do it, the more additional expense incurs for you, because remember, you will have interest penalty that you will have to pay.
Switching gears now, officials from the Bahamas Air, Sea and Rescue Association, Basra in the Northern Bahamas held a press conference at Coral Beach to address the recent jet ski incident that claimed the life of a 25-year-old male. Basra officials say they were made aware of the incident hours after it occurred, and tonight they're urging the public to contact them immediately in such emergencies.
At no fault to the family, Basra NB was not directly notified until 7 p.m.
During the press conference, Basra officials revealed that they had not received direct information regarding the jet ski incident.
We found out that this was happening through social media.
Northern Vice President Captain Devon Archer stressed the critical importance of prompt action in emergencies, stating when tragedy strikes, every second counts.
Received the call while it was 5, I think just after 5, which means we still had good sunlight. We would have had our teams out, boats and divers in the water, and we would have been already creating our grid.
Shamika Hanna, Basra North's accountant, appealing to the public to contact them in emergencies, highlighting the organization's readiness to respond to such situations.
Our number is 820-0111. Put it in your phones now so that we can leverage our strength as a rapid response team and get boats in the water and planes in the air so that we can get divers on site in a matter of minutes.
Right now we have the WhatsApp channel, which is on the same number, 820-0111. We have Facebook, which is Basra Northern Bahamas. And we have our website.
Referring to the 3 drowning incidents in Grand Bahama within a month, Archer says tragedies can be prevented with proper safety measures in place.
All 3 did not have a buddy. A buddy system is designed where something happens to you, another person, your buddy, is able to get you to shore or get help. That's very important. Always, always wear a life jacket. Whether you can swim or not, it's not about the beauty. It saves your life.
As a non-profit organization, Basra officials reiterating its ongoing need for volunteers, urging community members to contribute to their life-saving efforts.
Captains, pilots, scuba divers, we need people just to simply go on a plane with us and be eyes to spot missing people. We call them the spotters. We need people just to help us with our Facebook pages and media. And we need people just to be a secretary and take notes at meetings. And, you know, we can use the help from any angle.
When we come back, the 28th Primary School Awards is in the history book. We sat down with some of the awardees to hear their experience. That story, sports, and more in the Bahamas tonight. The Northern Edition continues.
Hear that? If you listen closely, you can hear the heartbeat of a nation. That unique sound of a great country pounding with colorful history, a rich culture, and unwavering ambition. When you look around, you recognize its pulse, the people who love to celebrate, who identify with triumph, a people who know how to be our brother's keeper. Commonwealth Bank, built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians, Bahamians helping Bahamians.
Mark it down in your calendar. June 13th, 14th, and 15th, it's Dolly Madison's store-wide Father's Day sale, where everything in the store will be 25% off. No red tags, no exclusions, everything store-wide, 25% off. So you can get Dad exactly what he needs. Best price. Dolly Madison's store-wide Father's Day sale. June 13th through 15th. Spend $100 or more now through June 15th, and you could win a 50-inch TV with a theater sound system.
Unwind every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Prop Club at the Grand Lucine Hotel. Enjoy tasty food specials on draft beers and house specialty pizzas. The Prop Club, the best place to meet friends and enjoy happy hour.
Big savings and bigger prizes. Enjoy 20% off store-wide, June 10th through 15th at Esquire Freeport. Enter the raffle to win a Valeria cruise, $100 gift basket, or a tool set. Happy Father's Day from Esquire Men's Store.
Park and Shop is having a Father's Day sale, 25% off men's department, excluding red tags. June 14th and 15th. Store hours are 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday.
This Father's Day, let's celebrate Dad. Make him feel like the hero in your life by shopping with Bellevue Gifts. Lots of great gift ideas in stock, from wallets to pen sets, dominoes, backgammon, inspirational books, and fragrances. Happy Father's Day from Bellevue Gifts and Supplies.
The Grand Bahama Port Authority Andre Rogers Junior National Baseball Championships are set for June 20th to the 23rd on Grand Bahama. Come support the next wave of Bahamian Major League prospects in 8 and under, 10 and under, 12 and under, and 14 and under at Amera Baseball Park. The Grand Bahama Port Authority Andre Rogers Baseball Nationals are back. Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The Ministry of Tourism is calling all of the food lovers to Taino Beach as they gear up to host the very first food truck festival. Nuvolari Chatuzing, General Manager for the Ministry of Tourism, says this idea was birthed when food truck vendors wanted to join the Gombe Summer Festival, but the ministry could not accommodate the large trucks due to the layout of the festival.
As a result of the Ministry of Tourism receiving inquiries from a number of vendors, food truck vendors, about participating in our annual Gombe Festival event. But for us, to have them featured on the park along with the tents didn't make for a good look. And so we decided that no, we will try and do something else for the food truck vendors. So we went around actually secret tasting some of these food truck vendors, and we found that the food that they were producing was extremely good.
As the Food Truck Festival is quickly approaching, partners for this event are excited for the family fun-filled festivities.
Indeed privileged to have been afforded this opportunity, and this is a paradigm shift in terms of the food culture.
GB Wines and Spirits are proud to be sponsors and a part of this first-time event with the food trucks, and we're just excited and we're happy to have everyone come out and support.
So excited to see and taste all the food trucks that are going to be present. This event is going to be wonderful as well.
LASCO is happy to always be in partnership, especially with the Bahamas Ministry of Tourism, to put on these type of events that will bring the community and households together.
So we at Alive are very excited to partner with the Ministry of Tourism. We are definitely excited for all of the community initiatives that we're having this summer.
Now, the event is set to take place on Saturday, June 22nd, at Tino Beach from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. In other news, the Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year Foundation holding its annual 28th Awards and Recognition Ceremony in New Providence. This year, the foundation honored 125 students, 16 of which hailing from Grand Bahama. Jolanda Thompson-Everest reports.
For the past 28 years, the Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year Foundation has served as one of the country's leading academic platforms, which highlights the country's stellar students. The foundation is a non-profit organization, and its president, Ricardo DeVoe, informing that they distributed $249,000 in scholarships, $65,000 in prizes. All of the 125 students were awarded with 2 trophies, a medal, and 72 of them receiving laptops.
I think it's a good encouragement for them.
Despite this year's winner hailing from New Providence, Grand Bahama secured winning titles in 2023, 2015, 2005, 2004, and 2000. He explains how the competition works, sharing that nominations are done in October every year.
The judges will be reviewing the packages of all of the nominees that were submitted, and then they make a decision as to who will be the student of the year. We don't decide for school. The school decide who they want to represent.
The president also speaks about the progress of the organization and describes himself and the volunteers as servers who dedicates themselves to honoring young people who continue to strive for excellence.
Everyone who commits themselves to this, they come because of the young people.
Now we spoke with a few of the nominees who tells us how they felt about being recognized.
I was grateful and I was thankful for how far I've come out of 125 students.
I was very happy. I was also a little bit frustrated because I wanted to achieve first place, but I was very thankful.
It was a very, I would say, groundbreaking point in my life.
It was a feeling of accomplishment that I managed to get this far.
I felt great that I was going to meet the Prime Minister and receive a medal from him.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson-Everest.
Congratulations to the brilliant young minds. And that's a look at stories making news. Jay, tell us what's happening in sports.
Remiko coming up in sports, champions were crowned in primary school soccer. Don't go away. Sports is next, right after this break.
Enter the Dress Your Dad competition June 3rd through 14th. Let us see how fast you can dress your dad. The competition date is June 22nd. Happy Father's Day from Esquires.
Throughout history, from bartering in ancient markets to the invention of paper currency, convenience has been at the heart of the way we pay. As time marched on, so have we, from barter to cash and cash to digital. Whether you pay with an online bank transfer, digital wallet, or contactless card, with digital payments, options abound. The world never stops evolving, and neither should you. Choose freedom, choose flexibility, choose convenience. The future of pay is digital. Visit us online at livedigitalbahamas.com and on social media.
The countdown is on for the best of the best concert weekend. Providenciales Turks and Caicos, featuring some of the hottest entertainers from the Turks and Caicos and the Bahamas. Get your tickets now. General admission $75, VIP $150, and are available at Nell's Variety Store, Jason's Elite Sports Bar, Basic Essential, and Hall's Express Gas Station. For sections, tables, and skyboxes, phone Jason at 231-0018. It's the best of the best concert weekend. Providenciales Turks and Caicos.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to Sports. Well, first in sports, primary school soccer. Let's head to the field. Championship action in the Arthur Paris Marina Boys Primary School soccer game played at BMES Field between Mary Star and Sunland. After a 1-1 tie at the end of the second half, it came down to a penalty shootout where Mary Star of the Sea Boys was able to capitalize, giving them the edge over the Stingers as the 2024 champions.
We played Sunderland before. It was a very difficult game, so we know that it was going to be even much harder this time around. The guys stuck to their task. They managed to pass the ball around. They were composed. We made some errors, but at the end of the day, that errors didn't cost us.
Goalkeeper Tori Knowles was named MVP.
It feels good to know that all the years of dedication gone through it, but there's always room for improvement. But we still did good overall.
Now on the girls' side, Lewis Yard Primary beat out Maurice Small 1-0 to win the girls' championship.
It was an intense game. It was a really good game. Most of the games that the girls play end in 0-0, and we find ourselves in a shootout. But I told them we are not doing a shootout today. Let's score at least one and let Maurice Small feel that pressure on trying to score another goal before the game is over. And they did exactly what they were asked to do. They scored that one goal, and we ended up beating Maurice Small 1-0.
Here's your MVP, Caitlin Major, who scored the lone goal in the game.
I felt very glad because one of my teammates tried to score, but they missed. So I had to get hurt, and then I went back on the field. I never gave up, and then I scored. I felt super excited because I get MVP in basketball, and now I get it in soccer.
Now, on a sad note, the sporting community is mourning the loss of Coach Shandira Ferguson, who passed on the weekend. Ferguson last served as a physical education teacher at Jack Haywood School. Ladies and gents, that is your quick check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
Thanks, Jay. It's going to be a rainy few days. Here's a look at your local weather forecast, sponsored by Royal Star Assurance.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
And now it's time to ask GBPC.
How does solar power benefit customers?
Thanks for your question. I'm Nikita Mullings, the Chief Operating Officer here at the Grand Bahama Power Company. Here at Grand Bahama Power Company, we remain committed to protecting our customers from the volatility of the fuel market. This solar plant here works to reduce and stabilize the cost of power for all of our customers through managing our fuel costs. What it does is protects us from the volatility of the fuel market as we become less dependent on fossil fuel.
It's graduation season. If you would like to have your graduate recognized, be sure to send their picture. Stay with us. Our Facebook friend of the night is up next.
Do you want to find relief from common health concerns such as headaches, back pain, chronic inflammation, and more? How about improved sleep, boost energy, and improve overall well-being? Check out RA Balance Bahamas and get your body into balance with biomagnetic therapy. For all our social links, contacts, or to request an appointment, visit rabalancebahamas.com.
It's your time to taste the grand life at the newly restored Prop Club Beach Bar and Grill, Grand Lucaya. Grand Bahama's premium sports bar, hangout, and entertainment hub. Available for special events. Stop in 7 days a week and join the successful business professionals, sports fanatics, foodies, and friends at the most pristine stretch of beachfront in Freeport. The ultimate party spot. Prop Club Beach Bar and Grill. Now open 7 days a week. Sunday to Thursday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Fridays and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to midnight. Special guest artists from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. There's also Karaoke Friday and Friday and Saturday happy hour. Drinks and food special at Prop Club Beach Bar and Grill. Located at Grand Lucaya. Call us today to book your parties, weddings, and special events. At Prop Club Beach Bar and Grill. Prop Club Beach Bar and Grill.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Shania Roll and Devion Lightbourne, you are our Facebook Friends of the Night. Congratulations on your recent graduation. Continue to reach for the stars. And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. On behalf of the entire ZNS News team here in the North, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, nearly 2,000 business professionals from Africa and the Caribbean in town to learn about investment and trade. Conflict resolution still a huge problem, and the country's recent homicide proves as much. Plus, hear about the government's latest intervention to save at-risk boys and whether Cabinet is on board with the plan. And in sports, 2 more Bahamian throwers headed to Nebraska. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Makush Lapinder, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for tuning in. More than 25 deals expected to be signed and new commercial and developmental initiatives to be announced during the 3rd edition of the Afri-Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum opening at the Bahama Resort tomorrow. Some 2,000 delegates, including African Caribbean leaders and senior government officials, African and non-African policymakers, corporate leaders, bankers, and academics will be in town for the African Export-Import Banks Forum, an annual general meeting being held in the Caribbean for the very first time. Lloyd Allen joins us live from the Bahama Convention Center with this preview. Good evening, Lloyd.
Well, of course, good evening, Makushla, and good evening, Bahamas. Right now, we're here at the Bahama Resort, where in just a few hours, the African Import-Export Bank will be hosting its 2024 Global African Conference. Now, of course, standing here with us is their regional representative. He is the Chief Operating Officer for the Caribbean office. He's Okechukwu. Actually, I'm going to just say his initials. We call him OK. He has a very long name. But of course, welcome to the Bahamas. And tell us a little bit about planning behind this major event.
So thank you very much. I would say I'm excited to be here. What has turned out to be, months of preparation is manifesting today, and everybody can see it. The city is agog. The airline that's bringing people have arrived. Everybody is happy. The taxi, everything is maxed out. The hotel is actually busy with a lot of activities going on. So this shows that this is a monumental time for the Africa-Caribbean relationship. We've put in a lot, on the government of Bahamas side, and of course the Afrasian Bank side, we've put in a lot of preparation into making this happen, and we're happy that preparation that we've actually put in has started yielding results that's visible. Everybody can see that preparation, everything is set for the event to kick off tomorrow. And, for me, personally, I would say, well, it might look like a simple thing, but it's actually a moment in the history of Africa and the Caribbean relationship, in the sense that what we are made to believe is actually a very distant relationship, distant journey to come, is actually something that's shorter. And that's what we're trying to prove, by bringing this number of people who have signed up to come and be part of this epoch-making event, as far as we are concerned.
And speaking about this event, of course, we just saw that Ethiopian plane come in, hundreds of people on that plane. Tell us about the diversity of participants, attendees to this event.
Actually, the people coming on the Ethiopian airline flight are just part of the huge number of delegates who have registered. So, as at the last count, we're having over 3,400 people who registered. And that means ultimately, with the last-minute registration and everything, we might be having at least up to 4,000 people registered and who will attend here in Bahamas. And that's huge. That means people have bought into this whole idea of enhancing Africa and the Caribbean relationship, and it's bearing fruit. So this flight is happening. It took off from Cairo, bringing people from Cairo, Egypt, from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, and Lagos, Nigeria, and coming in, with that diversity. And, we're
of course, we'll have more on that in a later newscast. But of course, Makushla, that Ethiopian Dreamliner 787-800 series, making history as it made its inaugural landing here in the Bahamas. Now, the mega plane has a seating capacity of 300, and that international flight arriving at Jet Aviation just minutes after 5 p.m., ushering dozens from multiple African countries to attend the African XM Global Conference 2024 right here in the Bahamas. Now, many of those travelers excited to see the results of the international event, and among them, dignitaries on the plane included Ethiopian Prime Minister Haile Mariam Desalegn and Niger President Mahamadou Issoufou were among passengers and were seen deboarding that plane into a number of secured vehicles. Now, also related to this mega event, President of Malawi, Lazarus Shakaru, canceling his attendance at the event this week as a result of the death of his vice president, Solus Shilama, who died along with 9 other people in a small military plane crash just yesterday. Now, officials attribute bad weather in a mountainous region in the northern parts of that country. Upon hearing about the crash, Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, issued an urgent message of concern to Malawi's embassy in Washington, D.C. Now, the Prime Minister pledged the country's assistance where necessary. The Foreign Ministry's Director General, Chirusa Ali, has already conveyed Prime Minister's message to the ambassador of Malawi. Now, also making news tonight, the government's played a major role in organizing this week's African Export-Import Bank Investment and Trade Forum, an annual general meeting. Bank officials have praised the local organizing committee for working 24/7 to ensure the conference success. Even Economics Affairs Minister, Senator the Honorable Michael Halkitis, is very optimistic about the high-level meeting.
As you know, the African Export-Import Bank has a branch in this region. It's in Barbados. And Prime Minister says if he had met the president a few months earlier, it might have been in the Bahamas. But we're very, very excited. Again, it puts the Bahamas on the map. We'll have people from all over the world come here. We'll have an immediate economic impact in terms of hotel occupancy and money spent, but as well, we have an opportunity to have conversations with, business leaders from around the world who might have an interest in investing in the Bahamas, or, we might have Bahamians who have an interest in investing somewhere else. So very, very excited about having that meeting.
Now, just so you're aware, this event starts at 9 a.m. tomorrow, and we'll start with an official address from the Governor of the Central Bank, John Rowe. Makushla?
Well, thanks, Lloyd. As you just heard, thousands on the ground here in the Bahamas for this conference, the Afri-Exim Banks Conference. And of course, that only augurs to good news for the local economy. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
At Commonwealth Bank, we offer affordable and flexible choices to get you back to financial fitness. Our personalized debt consolidation solution is built to fit any financial situation. One easy-to-handle monthly payment reduces your monthly expenses and gets you back on track to savings. Life is great when you're not weighed down by debt. Consolidate and live your best life with Commonwealth Bank, your leader in personal banking services.
It's so new. It's so radical. New, the Kentucky Pizza Sandwich. Crispy chicken topped with marinara sauce, mozzarella, and pepperoni. It's so new. It's so radical. Order your Pizza Sandwich now at kfcnassau.com. It's finger-licking good.
Deglobalization and dismantled value chains threaten our future prosperity. Join us as we assemble at Global Africa's greatest gathering. To unify as a potent force, to respond to challenges from the global economic order, to create a paradigm shift that will empower close to 2 billion Africans worldwide to define their economic future. For the first time, Afrexim Bank is proud to host its annual meetings in the Caribbean from June 12th to 15th, incorporating the Afri-Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum 2024. Reserve your place alongside key decision makers in government and business as we deliberate on owning our destiny, economic prosperity, on the platform of Global Africa. Register now at aam2024.events. It's up to us to unleash Global Africa.
And I say, boy, my island's in the sun, 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 sun. Bring it up now. And I say, boy, my island's in the sun. Carnival time is here. Cause when I turn to party, this drunk and I got me wet. So what?
Fly free from Nassau. Visit BahamasResidence.com for details.
Here's a throwback to Automania 2023. Are you ready for what's to come? Eight auto dealers, up to 100% financing. We're going all the way. No brakes, just gas. BOB Automania 2024. Let's ride.
We all know that our country's electricity infrastructure is decades old. It is breaking down, it is too expensive, and it cannot transmit clean energy. Small changes aren't enough. We are taking it all on. Upgrading and modernizing the grid, solar power, major energy reform. That's how we get to lower prices and more reliable electricity. It will not happen overnight, but it will be game-changing. A new energy era for the Bahamas.
Simplified lending, we know that your time is precious. So we've unscrambled the loan process, making it fast and hassle-free. You can have your answer in as little as 24 hours. When you qualify, we simplify. We are the best borrowing solution for tuition, home renovation, vacation loans, emergency medical expenses, purchasing a vehicle, and for business expansion loans. Simplified lending for simplified living. Call us today or find us in the R&D Plaza on JFK Drive.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies.
A late-night inner-city gun attack ends in death, and authorities on the hunt for the perpetrators. Our Lloyd Allen was there.
Another life brought to a tragic end. This reported as the 54th homicide in country, and this taking place in the area of Market Street and Bahama Avenue.
The victim, a 37-year-old male of Bahama Avenue, was exiting a business establishment along with a family member when they were approached by a heavily tinted Nissan vehicle. It is reported that one male exited the vehicle armed with a high-powered weapon, opened fire on the victim, shooting him multiple times. A second male who was in the immediate area was also shot. He was taken to hospital via EMS, where at present his condition is unknown. At this time, it's a bit too early to say whether or not it's gang-related. I cannot say if there were any relationship between the deceased and the young man who was shot. Again, it's early into the investigations, and once we've sifted through the information that we have, we'll be in a better position to tell you exactly what's going on.
There have been several other shootings in this area just a block away a few months ago, and at that time, CCTV cameras were used. Any leads at this time?
Well, at this time, again, we are in the preliminary stages of our investigations. As you know, we are now a technology-driven organization, and so we are going to utilize the technology in this immediate area to assist us with our investigations.
Now, this gray Honda behind me was taken by police as it is believed to be the property of one of those men shot. And this shooting comes just one day after a 19-year-old was shot and died a short time later in hospital. Reporting from the Market Street area, for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
In other news this evening, Island Grid, a company based right here in the capital, has been named BPL's new partner to help modernize its electricity grid and improve its transmission and distribution network. Tonight, our Corval Pyfrom takes a closer look at this partnership and what it promises.
Energy Minister, the Honorable JoBeth Colby Davis, ending months of speculation about the future of BPL by announcing Monday the government has struck a deal with Island Grid as part of its efforts to modernize BPL's electricity grid and New Providence's transmission and distribution network. Island Grid, a Lightfoot Key-based company who, according to its website, has a 60-year track record working with everything from utility providers to municipalities to automakers across the globe. The benefit of the arrangement, Minister Colby Davis says, will be felt through affordable energy prices and fewer power disruptions.
The partnership with Island Grid will extend the infrastructure capabilities beyond BPL alone can do by bringing in a generation and T&D expert to pursue much-needed upgrades.
Cost will essentially be reduced through several mechanisms. Firstly, a shift towards generation options with lower cost fuels or no cost fuels, as in the case of renewables. Another means is upgrading the grid, which will bring about a more efficient delivery of power so less energy is wasted. And finally, a well-built, well-sized system will allow for lower ongoing maintenance costs than what are currently seen. As for how transmission and distribution will improve reliability in the capital,
T&D work is to improve reliability along several dimensions. The addition of a new switching station and a new transmission line, and proper looping of the system, reconductoring work, substation protection upgrades, and targeted distribution protection schemes and voltage regulation. These are foundational to the reliable operation of any T&D system and are currently in urgent need of attention.
Engineering company ECF Consulting, the Energy Minister advised, will provide oversight.
ECF, on behalf of the Bahamian people and the government of the Bahamas, will independently oversee all projects to completion, coordinating between various stakeholders, including contractors, suppliers, and regulatory authorities.
Through this partnership, Colby Davis expressed optimism about training opportunities and new roles for current BPL employees. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pyfrom.
We turn our attention now to the budget debate, and based on the numbers Health and Wellness Minister Dr. the Honorable Michael Darville disclosed in the House of Assembly this afternoon, the 2024 2025 budget has earmarked some $385.7 million for his portfolio, an increase of $37.6 million. Now, much of that money will go to the Public Hospitals Authority and the Department of Public Health for additional hires to expand health care programs across the country. Darville, meantime, assured that renovations to the Princess Margaret Hospital's Accident and Emergency Unit is complete.
I want the residents of New Providence to know that over the last 2 years, there has been much issues with the state of our accident emergency. I want the people of the Bahamas to know that we have a state-of-the-art accident emergency that will be open shortly as long as the equipment is in place. This facility is state-of-the-art, able to handle infectious diseases and able to function effectively with the delivery of healthcare services for our people.
On the education front, come September, all public students will be issued a code of conduct outlining expected behavior on campus and penalties for violation. Education Minister, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, announcing as much in the House of Assembly on Monday. And this despite reported success in reducing the level of violence on school campuses throughout the country.
I'm pleased to advise that dialogue is well advanced, and Cabinet has approved the recommended concept. The Ministry of Works is being asked to create the architectural designs, and consultants are assisting us with the program design. We believe that this will prove to be a powerful intervention in the lives of many of our boys.
Furthermore, a cabinet subcommittee is exploring the feasibility of creating a boarding school, essentially for at-risk boys. According to the minister, the idea is not to be a prison, but simply an environment to give boys the support they require to progress in a positive direction.
It is hoped that this will aid in bringing about greater personal responsibility and help to curb negative behaviors on campus, and ensure that penalties for certain behaviors will not come as a surprise to anyone. But we want the student to know when they enter that campus, it is governed by a series of rules and regulations for everybody, everyone, teachers, everybody, and parents, whoever, and that the expectation is that they will understand what is allowed and not allowed.
Still on the budget, significant strides being made in clearing the backlog of Crown land applications at the Department of Lands and Surveys. State Minister for Disaster Risk Management, the Honorable Leon Lundy, says it's due to a streamlined registration process at that department. Now, while additional surveyors have also been onboarded over the past 12 months to assist in issuing leases and grants, Minister Lundy's comments came during his contribution to debate on the proposed fiscal plan in the House of Assembly Monday.
Since coming to office, this government has approved 1,284 applications for Crown land and leases and will continue to do so. We are working, Mr. Deputy. I also promised a lot of my colleagues not to mention that number the previous administration did in their term of office. But, Mr. Deputy, 78 is far from 1,284. I'm proud to report that before the end of this year, this government will bring to Parliament groundbreaking legislation on land reform and land legislation and registration, marking an historic milestone in our nation's legislative landscape.
Still have more news to come, but Amajan Knowles has a look at what's coming up in sports. Ama?
Coming up in sports, the World Relays lauded a success, and two Bahamian throwers headed to the University of Nebraska. Details of those stories and more coming up in sports.
If you see news in the making, call ZNS News at 502-3800 or email us at znsnews@gmail.com.
In the Yellow Elder Garden, Allie and her cousins listened to Grammy share tales. The 70s so sweet, with themed costumes and dancing feet. Then came the brass, reaching new heights. a symphony of Bahamian nights. The 2000s, the Yellow Elder, a symbol of pride. Grammy's legacy in view as Ali dances in her Yellow Elder costume. We are alive.
Well, what you doing here?
I dig in the well to connect to the house I'm building for me and Mavis.
Why you just don't call water and sewage?
Call them for what?
To get your city water. You don't have to worry about your water cutting off when the power cut off. And your water's clean and safe, free from coliform bacteria.
Cauliflower what?
Call us at 302-5500 to make the switch from well water to city water for a more fresh, reliable water supply for you and your family.
This is the Little Caesars Stuffed Crust Pizza. It's a whole new level of pizza with cheese stuffed crust so spectacular that there's nothing left.
Pizza.
A delicious pepperoni pizza with the crust stuffed with lots of cheese and brushed with butter and garlic flavor and sprinkled with Parmesan cheese. Hot and ready, simply irresistible. And only at Little Caesars in Oakesville, Carmichael, East Street South, and the Charles Sanders Highway. See Little Caesars BS on Facebook and Little Caesars Bahamas on Instagram for more info.
Pizza.
Over a decade ago, the Bahamas Striping Group of companies was birthed out of a passion to change the way we travel. From only a $5,000 grant, the tenacity and work ethic has propelled BSGC to one of the leading road management companies in the Caribbean. We pride ourselves on going the extra mile where others won't, through the use of our state-of-the-art equipment and our certified team. Although the success is commendable, the road has been long. Yet, the mission continues in striving to be a world-class organization ran by Bahamians for Bahamians. With the help of our experienced and hardworking team, we at the Bahamas Striping Group of Companies are committed to making a difference, one road at a time.
Throughout history, from bartering in ancient markets to the invention of paper currency, convenience has been at the heart of the way we pay. As time marched on, so have we, from barter to cash and cash to digital. Whether you pay with an online bank transfer, digital wallet, or contactless card, with digital payments, options abound. The world never stops evolving, and neither should you. Choose freedom, choose flexibility, choose convenience. The future of pay is digital. Visit us online at livedigitalbahamas.com and on social media.
Deglobalization and dismantled value chains threaten our future prosperity. Join us as we assemble at Global Africa's greatest gathering. To unify as a potent force, to respond to challenges from the global economic order, to create a paradigm shift that will empower close to 2 billion Africans worldwide to define their economic future. For the first time, Afrexim Bank is proud to host its annual meetings in the Caribbean from June 12th to 15th, incorporating the Afri-Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum 2024. Reserve your place alongside key decision makers in government and business as we deliberate on owning our destiny, economic prosperity, on the platform of Global Africa. Register now at aam2024.events. It's up to us to unleash Global Africa.
Get the glow, keeping you in the know, keeping you in the know. God, it's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow.
Summer's right around the corner, and you know what that means. It's time to dive into our favorite sunny treats like mangoes, ganabs, and of course, watermelon. Get ready to meet Mr. Harrison King, and he's been farming since he was 9 years old. Fast forward to today, and he's the proud owner of Harry's Farm, which has several locations sprinkled across Cat Island.
There are only 2 types of watermelon here in this location, and they are the Charlton Gray and the Rattler. I love both of them. They're good watermelon. They're sweet watermelon.
So what's the difference between the 2 varieties?
It's simply the color. When you look at that, that is a Rattler. And I think it has a little stripe like the snake, the rattlesnake. And so you would realize that, okay, it's a deep green and a light green watermelon. And so this is the rattler. And right here, we have the Charlton Gray, which has little streaks on it, but it's more lighter.
King also explains the timeline from planting to harvest.
Watermelon is a 90 days, 3 months crop. And so put your seeds in the ground, and 90 days later, you are eating red, ripe, juicy watermelons with seed.
And as the only farmer out of his 10 siblings, King encourages Bahamians to take a second look at farming when considering a career path.
Bahamas, it is so important to farm. Young people, it is so important to farm. Our country was based on farming when I was growing up. And our parents never ran out of food. And so it's always good. I would encourage you to farm, whether it's on a small scale, a tiny scale, or a large scale. Plant, according to the Bible, you plant a seed and you will reap a harvest.
Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Leah Cooper.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
The Bahamas determined to stay on the cutting edge of technology and all that comes with it. In his welcome address last evening to attendees of the Commonwealth Caribbean Association of Integrity Commissions and Anti-Corruption Bodies Summit, Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Davis not only renewed his government's commitment to upholding integrity and fighting corruption in the region, but declared that artificial intelligence is already playing a crucial role towards national development.
In the Bahamas, our Water and Sewage Corporation is already using AI to identify leaks in our systems. AI is being used by our Ministry of Tourism, Aviation and Investments for customer service, as well as to identify and target potential visitors to our islands. As we move forward, we anticipate identifying many more use cases where AI can amplify our work. I imagine AI will also be used to bolster our anti-corruption efforts as well. AI tools can provide far more sophisticated and comprehensive methods of detecting financial crimes that may have been difficult or impossible to detect.
Musicians have about a month left to compose a song letting the world know tourism here is everyone's business. The idea is to celebrate the country's vibrant cultural heritage through original music compositions in the Goombay genre, including folk, rake and scrape, and old John Canoe. Entries will be judged on lyrics, musical composition, authenticity, creativity, relevance to the theme, production, quality, audience appeal, and overall impression. Up to 2 original songs composed after April 2024 will be permitted. Tourism Investments and Aviation Minister and Deputy Prime Minister, the Honourable Chester Cooper, says he's looking forward to the impressive musical submissions to be announced July 26.
The top 3 artists will not only have the opportunity to represent us on the local and global stage, they will also receive significant exposure and promotional support, valued at over $60,000, including advertising and travel opportunities. Their songs will also be recorded in a studio, and they will have the opportunity to be contracted as a Ministry of Tourism ambassador.
Meantime, over 500 people registered for the recent Lyndon Pinling International Airport's job fair. With 15 vendors, Nassau Airport Development Company officials partnered with the Department of Labor to secure the best and brightest Bahamians to work at the region's main gateway. NAT's president and CEO Vernice Joaquin felt it necessary for vendors to access as many people as possible to find the right talent for their businesses.
It's important for us at LPIA to ensure that we have good employees because the airport is really all about improving the passenger experience, ensuring that we provide good customer service. And so, we're looking for good people to help us to achieve that.
We need to find team members who are engaged, who has a positive attitude, who wants to make a difference, who want to be a part of something bigger than themselves.
Since LPIA serves as a visitor's first and last impression of the Bahamas, airport vendors are convinced these potential new employees will stand out.
So we need persons with personality that are not shy, that can connect with customers, talk about the brands and what we offer, not only at our brands, but the country on whole. The airport is the gateway. And so we're looking for persons that are out front, that are smiling, that have that connection.
And the professionalism and the way that we put our best foot forward as Bahamians at LPIA in that location, just to me, individually, personally, speaks to me that we're in good hands, that we're ahead of the curve, in the tourism industry.
Over $210,000 raised during Bahamas' second annual Gulf Invitational. And according to the resort Senior Vice President Robert Sands, 100% of that will be given back to the community. 9 recipients were chosen, and on Monday, 2 of those presentations were made.
The first presentation goes to Great Commission Ministries, Bishop Hansel and his family, who we've supported for many years and will continue to support. But certainly his most recent devastation of his kitchen, which is the catalyst for preparing the meals that he served to those in need on a daily basis, have been severely impacted. So today, we make a donation of $30,000 for the restoration of that facility so that he can continue to do the good work that he has done in the community.
The second presentation made to Captain Whitfield Neely, whose Yellow Elder home was destroyed by fire on June 3rd.
So this afternoon, we make a special donation to himself and his family for the restoration of his home in the amount of $20,000.
And while we're on altruistic acts, the Camp Road community doing its part to be the change it wants to see in the world. Community members partner with the government to clean up the area. They started with several government-issued properties and decided they wanted to give back to their neighbors by demolishing what they described as a haven for criminal activity.
We had a lot of problems with this property and old houses and so forth. It's a haven ground for criminal activities. And I assure you that the police had come here many a times and find contraband in the houses.
The owner of the property actually gave us permission to take down this dilapidated home, which they use for all type of stuff. So we took down the home free of cost. We didn't charge them nothing, just to give back to the community.
And the following advice was given to residents.
I would encourage, everybody to, keep their surroundings clean too. You know what I mean? Because they're using this property as a dumping site also. The dump don't charge nothing. Go to the dump and dump your stuff free of cost, as opposed to putting them on a vacant property.
Still to come, our feature story of the night, Sanibel Primary Rising Stars. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
We all know that our country's electricity infrastructure is decades old. It is breaking down, it is too expensive, and it cannot transmit clean energy. Small changes aren't enough. We are taking it all on. Upgrading and modernizing the grid, solar power, major energy reform. That's how we get to lower prices and more reliable electricity. It will not happen overnight, but it will be game-changing. A new energy era for the Bahamas.
The
most important thing in life is family. And whenever you need reliable advice, you look to the people you know you can trust. At J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, we earn our clients' trust every day. Whether it's home, motor, travel, or commercial insurance, we've got you covered. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
Thanks, Michelle.
Hey, congratulations on your new promotion.
Even I was surprised.
What are you going to do with that new windfall of yours?
You mean like investing in stocks and bonds?
Yes, you might want to consider investing in mutual funds. Money's a pool to invest in financial assets that fit your investment profile. Start your journey to financial freedom.
How do you know all this? What's Leno?
Senior students at the Jack Hayward High School were recently honored by the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity and the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority for their academic excellence. The honorees have also received scholarship awards.
It feels really good to be honored by the Alpha Phi Alpha Incorporated fraternity. I got to make a lot of new relationships and friendships, lifetime friendships I know I'll need in life. I received a full scholarship to Central State University, where I will be attending this fall.
I haven't much decided what career I wanted to pursue, but I know it's in the agriculture sector. I also received a full ride scholarship from Alpha Phi Alpha.
Last year's summer, I went to Kettering University for the Academically Interested Minds program. It's a program they do to introduce more students of color to the university. It's in Michigan, and it's a predominantly white institution. So they invited 2 Bahamian students, myself and a boy named Alex Rowe from Amarok High. We stayed there for a month. We took all the college classes. We took exams at the end, and they ranked us from 1st to 35th to decide who would be receiving scholarships. I placed in the top 15, so I received $8,500.
The school have also dominated in several local competitions, including the Northern Bahamas SECME competition, placing second in the essay component of the competition.
It was a good experience participating in the SECME competition because I'm not really in science, but it was good to learn about science things. The topic was about digital citizenship.
And plans for the future?
I plan to study a major in finance and a minor in political science, so I can be a level up, a member of finance and then eventually Prime Minister.
Jonathan McIntosh for Ed Talk.
The Ministry of the Environment and Natural Resources taking a proactive approach to extinguishing wildfires, particularly as scorching temperatures continue. According to the minister responsible, the Honorable Vaughn Miller, leading agencies including the Police and Defense Forces, the Disaster Risk Management Authority, and the Forestry Unit will soon meet to draft a national wildfire response and fire management plans. This exercise will target the nation's Pine Islands of Abaco, Andros, Grand Bahama, and New Providence. In his budget contribution yesterday, Minister Miller identified one of the solutions to stop these blazes.
Prescribed or controlled burning plays a crucial role in fire prevention, particularly in our pine forest ecosystems. By conducting controlled burns under specified conditions, the accumulation of flammable vegetation and debris can be reduced, lowering the risk of wildfires. These are areas of high concern due to the available fuel on the ground in close proximity to homes and agricultural areas.
Well, Basil, speaking of wildfires, a good thing that you forecasted rain this week, and you're going to tell us much more about that.
Absolutely, and luckily we have an area of low pressure in the Gulf of Mexico, and that's providing some heavy cloud cover with showers in parts of the northwest Bahamas. But right now, outside of our studios, this is how things are shaping up. Cloudy skies, temperature at 84 degrees. The relative humidity very rich again at 82%. South-southeast winds at 6 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,014.0 millibars. That is 29.94 inches. And your temperatures around the islands this evening: 77 degrees in Marsh, Abaco, Green Turkey, and in Freeport, Grand Bahama, the Berry Islands, 85 Island, Bimini, 83 degrees, 86 in Harbour Island and Rock Sound, Eleuthera, Fresh Creek, Central Andros at 83 degrees, Kemps Bay, South Andros, 86, Black Point, Exuma, 85, Otterstown, Cat Island have a temperature of 86 degrees, 83 in San Salvador, Rum Key, 87 degrees, as we look into Georgetown, Exuma, 86, Clarence-Town, Long Island, Crooked Island, and Ragged Island, all at 85. Ackland, stay warm, 89 degrees. Betsy Bay, McGuana at 87. Matthew, Tananagua, 85. And the Turks and Caicos Islands at 84 degrees. Your boating forecast tonight in the northwestern parts of our country for tonight through Wednesday. The winds are going to be out of the south at 12 to 18 knots. Wave fights 3 to 6 feet over the ocean. We had a high tide taking place at 39 minutes past midnight. Low tide will occur at 7:13 tomorrow morning. In the central and southeastern islands through Wednesday, southeasterly flow at 10 to 15 knots, and the wave fights 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. But as we roll you into Thursday, the winds for all areas going to be out of the southeast. They will be increasing in speeds, 15 to 20 knots. Wave fights building 4 to 6 feet over the ocean. So caution flags go up on Thursday throughout the 700 islands. Now your low tide on Thursday will take place at 7:58 in the morning with a high tide at 2:05 in the afternoon. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. That's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned. The extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Want to have your voice heard? Send your letters to the editor to digitalmedia@znsbahamas.com. Share your thoughts on current events or positive stories within your community. That's digitalmedia@znsbahamas.com. We want to hear from you.
Hi, I'm Brent Burrows, Vice President of Retail and Sales at CBS Bahamas and the CBS Pro Store. So today I'm here to tell you about our price match guarantee. If you find any of our products for a lower price from any of our competitors, we guarantee we will beat the price. Whether you shop online at cbsbahamas.com, at CBS Pro Store on Robinson Road, or at CBS in the Southwest Plaza, we guarantee we will beat the price. Speak to a store manager today or shoot us an email to take advantage of our price match guarantee.
Here at Immigration Care Service, you can trust us, especially if you have experienced issues or problems with the U.S. immigration at the borders. We'll do our best to provide options and solutions to immigration roadblocks, so travelers can continue visiting the U.S. and residents can continue living their lives in the U.S. without worries. The best part? Our services are affordable and accessible. Take the mystery, confusion, and fear out of your immigration concerns. Contact Immigration Care Service today.
Losing your furniture to costly termite damage? You need Rentokil Initials Drop-and-Go Furniture Fumigation, the only service like it in the Bahamas. Simply drop your furniture at a fumigation container located at 5th Terrace, Centerville, and collect your termite-free piece within days, sealed with our termite-free guarantee. Fast, convenient, affordable. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rentokil Initial.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to your Sports Check on this Tuesday, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. The 2024 BTC World Athletic Relays, arguably the most anticipated event on the local sports calendar. Outside the entertainment it provided to all that attended at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium over their 2 days, Sports Minister Yomo Mario Bolag revealing the event provided a sizable economic boost as well.
The ministry recently received a preliminary update of the financial performance for the period May 1st through 8th of 2024. During the period, the LOC received a total of $8.3 million from the government of the Bahamas. The income accumulated thus far amounts to approximately $1.5 million, while the expense stands at $8.9 million, resulting in a surplus. All signs point to a sustainable economic upturn stemming from this event.
Still on track and field, they shine for the Bahamas at the Carifta level. Now they are set to build on what's becoming a strong legacy of throwers at the University of Nebraska. Our intern Swanson Gibson catches up with Diore Scott and Tasia Stubbs as they're set to take their talents to the collegiate level.
Javelin throwers Tasia Stubbs and Diore Scott of Blue Chip Athletics committed to the University of Nebraska Cornhuskers in Lincoln, making their decision just a year shy of graduation. Stubbs and Scott spoke about committing and continuing their camaraderie.
It's really exciting. Me and Diore, we've always been competing back and forth for a little while. Even in practice, she pushes me, and meet, she pushes me. So it's good to have a little piece of home, with me when I go to Nebraska to just keep us on track of our goals and continue to push one another.
It means a lot to me. I just want to say that at least I'm grateful, and I want to thank God for allowing me to make it this far in my journey. And it was a really smooth process.
And how exciting is it that you get to continue to compete alongside Tasia Stubbs?
I am really excited for that. We're going to keep pushing each other,
The young ladies added that the guidance of Rima Ordebor, NCAA women's javelin record holder, was a significant influence in their decision.
Rima played a huge role in, just the reason I'm here at Blue Chip. And I want to say thank you to her for that, because I wouldn't be here really if it wasn't for her guidance and, just her inspiration and everything she's done in the club.
She was a big factor in which school I went to, and seeing her progress in that school, I knew that that's where I wanted to go.
More Bahamian talent joining the Cornhusker family. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Swanson Gibson Jr.
And speaking of Audubon, the new collegiate record holder in the women's javelin also spoke to ZNS Total Sports team of what having her fellow Blue Chip athletic throwers following in her footsteps means to her.
I think that's awesome news, actually. I was very excited to hear that they were willing to commit. I mean, even when they came on the visit, they seemed like they had a great time, but you never really know until things actually start taking, visual fruition, in essence of them coming. So it means a lot to have them want to join on, and I guess a lot to see that they were encouraged by maybe my success and how I described my life here in Nebraska, that they decided to look at that and say that's something that they kind of want to follow in. And so it's kind of honoring,
From track to the diamond with the Bahamas Baseball Association Senior Baseball National Championships wrapping up this weekend. It marked a significant milestone as the Federation is hoping to build on that momentum and help revitalize the sport here at home. Bahamas Baseball Secretary General Teddy Sweeting tells us more.
Baseball has continued to grow tremendously on all levels, from the junior level back to the senior. Our goal now is to restart the senior program. I think one of the things that the Federation wants to do is to start an elite league where we have a selected grouping of young men that come in and compete, so we can continue to hone that talent and get prepared for travel, get prepared for international tournaments,
And finally, from the WNBA over the weekend, a monster night for Bahamian basketball superstar Jonquel Jones. She would post a season-high 29 points along with 8 rebounds and 3 assists in Liberty's 93-88 win over the Washington Mystics. The point total was the most Jones has ever scored in a Liberty uniform. With the win, the Liberty advanced to 11-2 on the year, are currently on a 7-game win streak, and boast the best record in the association. And that's been a look at your sports check on this Tuesday. A look at weather when we return.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
This year, we were proud to introduce our theme, Under the Sea, and bring awareness to the importance of sustainable fishing and conservation of our amazing marine resources like lobster, the Nassau grouper, and conch. Moving forward every Boxing Day, the group will focus on a new cause as aligned with our key brand pillars and engaging an iconic Bahamian musician to create and perform a song to promote that cause.
Protecting the environment, right? 35 years as the mayor of the Bahamas. And I say, boy, my island's in the sun, 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 sun. Bring it up now. And I say, boy, my island's in the sun. Carnival time is here. Cause when I turn to party, this drunken make us think it's so good.
Fly free from Nassau. Visit BahamasResidence.com for details.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, we take a look at this area of low pressure in the Gulf of Mexico. It's pushing towards the north and east and will move across the Florida Peninsula during the course of the night and tomorrow. The Hurricane Center is really giving it about a 20% chance of some sort of development. But whether it develops or not, what we're certain of is that it's going to spread some heavy showers and thunderstorms over the Florida area and even parts of the northwest Bahamas over the next few days. And if you are traveling to the Florida area, you would need to check with your airlines because there could be some delays as a result of weather conditions. And our satellite pictures showing those pockets of showers moving rapidly towards the north and east right now, right around the Bimini areas where they're having some heavy showers and thunderstorms, and that will be spreading into the area of Grand Bahama and Abaco later on tonight. Our forecast for tonight, before we get there though, we have this lightning detector map, and that's also reinforcing what we have seen on our satellite picture. Satellite showing those rapid lightning taking place in the vicinity of Alistown, Bimini, and they too are also advancing towards the northeast, which will move into the Grand Bahama area later on tonight and during the early part of the morning. Now, cloudy conditions expected tonight, a bit on the warm and humid side, with showers that are likely as well, with a low temperature of 79 degrees. Now, tomorrow, breezy once again with a couple of showers and cloudy conditions remaining, and it's going to still be pretty humid because those winds remaining out of the southwest, a high temperature of 90 degrees tomorrow. And then your extended weather forecast, we will have the wet stuff with us right into Thursday. The cloud cover will be with us right into Saturday, but we're going to open the skies up on Sunday for those of you who are going to be celebrating Father's Day as myself. And that's going to carry into the early part of next week. Beautiful weather condition as of Sunday. Temperature-wise, not too bad. We're going to keep you in the upper 80s during the daytime. Those nighttime temperatures, that is going to be the menace there. They're going to be in the upper 70s, so you may need to keep those air conditions running for a few more nights.
Oh, thanks, Basil. And before we leave, in just a matter of days, Centerville Primary School will bid farewell to its graduating class as those students prepare to transition into the next phase of their academic journeys. Today, our team here at ZNS stopped by the school for a special send-off to our extended family. Here's Corville Pyfrom.
To wrap up the school year, ZNS with one more treat for the students at Centerville Primary, our adopted school. Yes, there were the usual food and snacks, of course, but a little more with it. Principal Katharina Williams wasn't letting the secret out of the bag either. Well, at least not right away.
No one knows. Only the principal and one other person would know of one of the other thing, but they don't know we're going to have our Rising Star students, 2 of them, and our male and female athlete of the year will be presented today.
Enough with the suspense already.
His classmates said that he deserved this award.
6th and 5th graders Clintrico Brown and Jonathan Etienne won the award.
All right, so you're one of the rising stars, eh? So what does that make you feel like?
It made me feel great since I go on and I tell my parents what I win today. I feel happy and generous.
What is the Rising Star Award the BCB has initiated? It's students who are at the lowest scale in the for that entire year, and they've improved tremendously, so we are awarding them.
So don't just be a good student in class. We want you to take all that you've learned in this institution and act on it when you leave these gates and you go back out into your community. Carry that same Centerville Primary pride. Carry that same wonderful education that you've gotten all these years when you go out of these gates and put into practice everything that you are being taught and that you are learning so that you can be a successful, productive citizen in our country.
D'Angelo Hinsey Jr. and Arabelle Taylor were named Male and Female Athlete of the Year.
It's been very good, awesome. I had a lot of challenges, but I'm just happy to be here.
I am very proud of myself because I have worked hard and I think that I deserve this.
Not only is the school year winding down, but Centerville Primary is preparing to start a new chapter in its history. Come Friday, Centerville Primary will be no more as the school will be renamed the Judith P. Thompson Primary School. We wish them well. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pyfrom.
And again, congratulations to Centerville Primary's rising stars. That does it for the Bahamas Tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and good night.
What kind of cars is this parking lot? You ain't even know where to park. Yeah, just don't park in the. Look at this way. Like you ain't get nowhere to go. Don't park. Just don't park in the handicap spot. Yeah, that's handicap. No, man, you can't park in the handicap spot. I ain't gonna be that long. I ain't gonna be that long. Handicap spot, boy, what's going on, dog? I tell you we shouldn't park here now. This way parking, man. I tell you we shouldn't park here. Don't get one of these things. My bad big bro, and he got a sticker inside this. Say this mud though. We gotta move. This is handicap spot. Let's go. We gotta move. Don't. We can move right now. Sorry.
Be considerate. Don't use disabled parking spaces without a decal in your vehicle. This message is brought to you by the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities.
By giving unconditionally, not expecting anything in return, I thought it was a wonderful way of showing this love, and I believe that it is love that truly draws people, and so I thought we could cover a lot more people by feeding. Volunteers, you know, they have truly been sold.
My passion is to help, and I thank God for what I can do through the help of Bahamas Feeding Network.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.